Hello, it's Nemesis Nick here. I'm a keen fan of the Eurovision Song Contest. It's time to talk Eurovision. The Norwegian national final for the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 Melodi Grand Prix 2024 final took place last night. I watched the Norwegian MGP 2024 final live online from the UK yesterday evening. As you probably know, 9 finalist songs took part. Yesterday afternoon, I watched the preview videos of all 9 finalist songs in order of performance twice over, so I was already reasonably familiar with them by the time last night's show started. Apart from Gotta, all were from earlier stages of MGP, so I was able to see how 8 of the 9 finalist songs would be staged yesterday evening. Based on last night's MGP final performances alone, here are my points of view on the 9 finalist songs. Song 1, Kaino, Dam Digida. Kaino represented Norway in the Eurovision Song Contest 2019 with Spirit in the Sky. In fact, a brief clip was shown whilst they were introduced. They were back this year with Dam Digida. Dam Digida sounds to me like a cross between country and techno. However, the longish sections of Dam Diggy Dam Dam by the backing group are what I'd call rap. I'm mystified as to the significance of a clear perspex cubicle with lights inside. Interestingly, that opened up near the end. Altogether a lively, catchy song to start yesterday evening, but I don't think it was as good as Spirit in the Sky. This won the jury vote with 98 points, finished second in the public vote with 146 points, and second overall with 244 points. Song 2, Anne Princess, Save Me. Well, this song starts with a whistle-like effect. The song has a good beat. I'm mystified by the significance of the table on an angle which was used for last night's performance. The stage was predominantly dark with light beams at the back for much of the song, and the orange floor lights at the back during the bridge. Not bad, but this was clearly not a winning song. This finished last with 16 points in the jury vote, last with 17 points in the public vote, and last with 33 points overall. At least this result showed consistency between the juries, the public, and overall. Song 3, Gothminster, We Come Alive. This form of rock reminds me of Lordi in 2006. I liked the way they had the lead singer on the stand and the doll's house in front during last night's performance. The flame effects which appeared from time to time enhanced this song. I wouldn't normally listen to this sort of music, but oddly enough I quite liked this last night. I think it's a bit repetitive though, with too many instances of the block We Come Alive to You Will Be One of Us All in the End. One final note, was that a child on the floor by the doll's house at the start? If so, that child would have had to have been replaced by a female who would have been at least 16 years old in Eurovision week had this won. This finished 6th with 35 points in the jury vote, 4th with 80 points in the public vote, and 4th with 115 points overall. Song 4, Ingrid Yasmin, Aya, a ballad in a mixture of Norwegian and Spanish. It's nice to hear a song in the relevant country's native language, in this case Norwegian, as well as foreign language other than English. The song sounds somewhat Eastern style, with a good beat. One instrumental section late in the song reminds me of Fuego, Eleni Friera. Cyprus 2018. And I noticed there are also some elements in the song which reminded me of Chanel's performance from Spain in 2022. Anyway, back to Aya. Ingrid has a beautiful voice, though perhaps it could have been a bit stronger in last night's performance. There was an excellent dance routine from the backing group too, which fitted in well with this song last night. This finished 8th with 22 points in the jury vote, 7th with 20 points in the public vote, and 8th with 42 points overall. I'd have thought this would have done better than it did in the jury vote. It's a pity it didn't do better overall, really. Had Aya gone to Eurovision, this could well have attracted loads of votes from Mediterranean countries. Song 5, Maya, Green Lights, a country ballad. Maya has a beautiful voice. The song was performed on a predominantly dark stage, but there were light beams at times and green lasers whenever she sang Green Lights. Not bad, but I think this is the sort of song that would have got lost had this gone to Eurovision. This finished 4th with 54 points in the jury vote, 6th with 22 points in the public vote, and 6th with 76 points overall. Song 6, Margaret Berge, Oblivion. Margaret previously represented Norway with I Feed You My Love in the Eurovision Song Contest 2013. She returned this year with Oblivion. It's a country song with an electronic beat early on. Last night's performance was on a predominantly dark stage with light beams in the background at times and livelier lighting in the background during the choruses. This finished 7th with 26 points in the jury vote, 8th with 19 points in the public vote, and 7th with 45 points overall. Song 7, Dog Eric Oxvold and Anne Fagermo, Judge Tenderly of Me, a country ballad based on performed on a predominantly dark stage. I liked the starburst effect at the start and the subtle orangey lights later in the song. That's precisely the sort of lighting this song calls for. Let's face it, strobe lighting would have been totally out of place in this sort of song. Anyway, both singers have pleasant voices and sang well together live last night. Altogether, a beautiful ballad. There seems something magical about it, but I think this would have got forgotten had it gone to Eurovision. This finished 3rd with 58 points in the jury vote, which is hardly surprising as I consider this to be very much a jury-friendly song. The public voted this 5th with 47 points. This did well to get a mid-table result in the public vote. Overall, it's ended up 5th with 105 points. Song 8, Gotta Ulverham. This is a song whose lyrics had to be rewritten for the MGP final. By the start of last night's final, this was the favourite to win MGP. Yesterday evening, the lead singer of Gotta performed this on a plinth with rocks. However, I'm mystified as to the significance of that plinth. Early on, she was surrounded by a cone of narrow light beams. During the choruses, there was considerable use of flashing lights. The singer's voice sounded quite beautiful in the verses, but way too screechy for my liking on each instance of the chorus. All in all, a bit of a mixed bag, really. This finished 2nd with 76 points in the jury vote, won the public vote with 174 points, and was the overall winner with 250 points. Song 9, the final song in Song 9, Super Rob and Ulrika Norwich, My AI. This was the final song in last night's lineup. Well, the lead singer likes pink, considering she had pink hair and wore a pink dress for her MGP final performance last night. The way in which she sings and speaks in the song reminds me of the song Barbie Girl by Aqua. There's a robot with its robotic voice adds to the Barbie Girls song effect here. This was quite a catchy song to close last night's national final, but I'm not sure this would have been suitable for a traditional Eurovision Song Contest. In fact, perhaps it might have been better suited to the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. This finished 5th with 45 points in the jury vote, 3rd with 120 points in the public vote, and 3rd with 165 points overall. Now for my ranking of all 9 finalist songs in My Eurovision Scoreboard, again based solely on last night's MGP final performances. 9th, bottom of my ranking, 9th place, Anne Princess. 8th, Gotta. 7th, Super Rob and Erika Norwich. 6th, Maya. 5th, Margaret Berge. 4th, Kaino. 3rd, Goth Minister. 2nd, Dog Eric Oxfold and Anne Fagermo. I hope I've said those names correctly. And top of my ranking, first place was Ingrid Yasmin. I must say, that was my ranking of the 9 songs that were available to choose from last night. In my opinion, there wasn't a song that I particularly liked to the extent of Alessandra, Queen of Kings last year. On the whole, an amazing national final. The winner was Gotta Ulverham with a combined score of 250 points, jury 76 and public 174. Well, it's hardly surprising they were the favourites to win last night. Congratulations to Gotta for winning. Although their song is not my taste in music, the choruses are way too screechy for my liking. They did well to win in such a close year. After all, there was just a 6-point difference between Gotta first and Kaino second in the combined results. Gotta will now represent Norway at the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 in Malmö in May. Norway is drawn to perform in the second half of the second semi-final on 9th of May 2024. I won't be able to vote for Norway that evening as the United Kingdom doesn't vote that evening. It's difficult to predict whether or not Norway will qualify for the grand final at this stage when so few second semi-final entries have been chosen. But anyway, Ulverham is a rather unusual song which people will either like or dislike. Evidently people liked it in Norway last night for it to win the public vote there, but it's questionable whether or not it will attract enough votes from the viewing public in other countries eligible to vote in the second semi-final. Remember, this year's Eurovision Song Contest semi-finals are 100% televoting. Juries will only be used if, for whatever reason, a country is unable to provide a valid televote result. Good luck to Gotta in the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 second semi-final and in the grand final if they get there. Commiserations to the other 8 artists that took part in MGP final last night. Obviously they won't get to represent Norway at Eurovision now, but nonetheless they all did very well to get to the MGP final, having made it through the previous stages of MGP 2024. Do you think the right song won MGP 2024 final last night? If not, which song do you feel should have won and why? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you liked this video, remember to hit the like button, and if you're liking all my Eurovision videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, endless summer vibes. Goodbye. da boch, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios, arrivederci, do widzenia, do pobacenia, harday.